What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to C-Roll Production. The Mutants, you guys. That is the working title for the introduction to the mutants inside the MCU, but they're not going to be really calling them X-Men because they're going to call them the Mutants, which I'm fine with. You got to earn the X-Men title. We haven't introduced the mutants yet into the MCU, and that's big. They're no longer miracles. Remember when Winter Soldier, he was like, the world is something, miracles. I was like, fucking copyright. You're killing me. You're killing me. They can now use the term mutants. And we already seen a couple of mutants. We've seen Billy and Tommy from WandaVision. Yes, they are mutants. Wanda herself, the Scarlet Witch, I felt like is a mutant teased in that last episode with her stopping the missile. She's had this mutant gene inside of her, and whatever Hydra did kind of amplified that. Quicksilver, possibly the same with him. So what if everybody has, or certain people have this mutant gene that just needed kind of unlocked? Makes a lot of sense, and I like that idea. I really do, and I still do, and I'm a believer of this. Wanda and Pietro's parents were not killed. Those were her adopted parents. Her adopted parents were killed. Magneto is going to show up eventually in the MCU, and he's going to be Wanda's father. I'm calling it right now. You heard it on C-Roll Productions. But let's dive deep into this article, right? By the Illuminati, they're reporting this exclusive. The Mutants. Marvel Studios is officially bringing X-Men into the MCU exclusive. Marvel Studios is currently developing an X-Men-based feature film tentatively titled The Mutants. I like that. I like the sound of that. The Mutants. It's not the New Mutants. Not that crap dookie terrible movie. It's just called The Mutants. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is well known to be at the start of its biggest expansion to date with Phase 4. This is very true. This is kicking off with highly anticipated season finale of WandaVision before 5 more Disney Plus shows and a 4-hour length movies to arrive in 2021. We have a lot still coming. We have Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We have Miss Marvel possibly. We have Hawkeye, the What If series. You have Black Widow, the Eternals, and Spider-Man 3. A lot of stuff coming our way, you guys. A lot of stuff. 2022 has confirmed a dozen new entries as well. And after that, the MCU's future becomes just the slightest bit more uncertain. Thankfully, fans are aware of 2 or more projects on the way in 2023 or later, with James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Jon Watts moving from Spider-Man No Way Home into Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four. Thanks to the Fantastic Four debuting in the MCU, the official start of Marvel Studios' jump into bringing formerly Fox Studios-owned properties alongside Earth's Mightiest Heroes will be a reality. However, there is one more huge group of heroes that have only had a little bit of buzz so far: the X-Men. The only mutant-related confirmed project to be set within the MCU thus far is Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool 3, which is in the early stage of development right now. This is about to change today. Thanks to an incredible, exciting news the Illuminati has obtained from our sources, the mutants are coming to the MCU, which we already know. Kevin Feige kind of already teased that at, I think it was one of those Comic-Cons. I think it was like 2 years ago. And he was like, yes, and we are working on to bring, the mutants. I was like, oh shit. And it makes a lot of sense because of this title. The Illuminati has learned of Marvel Studios led project produced by CCO Kevin Feige entitled The Mutants. Is currently being developed as a future film as intended to be a reboot of the X-Men franchise, which we were all hoping for. I love what Fox did with the X-Men over the course of 20 years. We've had some stellar movies from X-Men, X2, First Class, Days of Future Past, the Wolverine, Logan, Deadpool 1, 2, 3 coming out in the MCU. There's been some great films, some really good films that Fox has created. So I'm not going to go over there and shit on what they have. I'm just more so excited to really expand on the X-Men and get the X-Men through a different lens. Kind of have the story told through the X-Men or the mutants other than just certain characters. Because I feel like Wolverine, Magneto, Professor X, and Mystique, they were the face of the X-Men over the course of 20 years. They really were, especially Wolverine. I mean, Wolverine was the only one to have solo films other than Deadpool. So I can't wait to see what Kevin Feige, especially if Kevin Feige is going to be exclusively producing this film. You know he wants to do this shit right, and you know he wants to make sure that it feels so different from what Fox created. So I'm excited to see this shit done right. I'm excited to see mutants brought into the big screen from Marvel Studios. I'm excited to see Cyclops actually be a leader and the vocal point of the X-Men. I'm excited to see Mystique a part of the Brotherhood. I'm excited to see, you know, Storm. I'm excited to see all these characters that really took a back seat over the course of 20 years. Cyclops was killed in X-Men 3 for no fucking apparent reason. I was like, are you killing me? Like, come on now. Like, Cyclops is one of my favorite. Like, I can't wait to see Jubilee done right. I can't wait to see Gambit done right. Beast, Nightcrawler was fantastic in X2. Can't wait. Hopefully they call that dude back. And one thing I'm curious is, do they plan on just completely rebooting it? Or what if they reboot it and obviously call a couple of people? Because there were rumors saying that Kevin Feige has talked with Patrick Stewart about coming back. You know, but Patrick Stewart was happy the way his story ended in Logan. He's had talks with Hugh Jackman, and he feels the same way. But honestly, we don't know. We don't know if Patrick Stewart's coming back. We don't know if Hugh Jackman's coming back. We have no idea. Behind closed doors, I'm sorry, but those phone calls that Kevin Feige talks with these actors, we have no idea what's going on at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some returning faces. I mean, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, great performances as younger versions of Magneto and Professor X. But I honestly don't think they're gonna go that direction. I really don't. But I'm excited, man. Fuck, I can't wait to see the X-Men, the mutants. Like, that's going to be so exciting. I'm excited for the Fantastic Four, but man, I'm overly excited about seeing the X-Men introduced into the MCU. That's on a whole nother level, y'all. Like, the X-Men, one of my favorite comics, man. The Astonishing X-Men, so good. Y'all, I'm thrilled. I can't wait for this. This is big news. This is huge news. Like I said, we kind of already knew this before, but now this is kind of just reaffirming things that, yes, Kevin Feige probably already has his direction of which way he wants to go and how he wants to introduce the mutants and stuff like that. Wolverine, hold off on my boy Wolverine. Hold off on him. Don't introduce him just yet. I feel like we should get a Weapon X film before we even dive deep into Wolverine in the MCU. I want a correct origin story where you have his team with Omega Red, Deadpool, Lady Deathstrike, Sabretooth. Now we can do that. We can do that. And it's possible. So, but like I said before, excuse me, Wolverine's kind of been the face of the X-Men franchise. So I think it's time for others to lead. It's time for that. You know what I mean? And then eventually introduce Wolverine. Not saying Wolverine's not going to come right away. Yeah, you can tease him, the whole adamantium thing and, Weapon X, but just don't introduce him so fast. It's time for, other faces, other X-Men to really shine. Like I said before, they all really took a back seat in the franchise, and I really, really didn't like that. But I'm excited, you guys. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this astonishing news about the mutants coming into the MCU. Thoughts, opinions, cast. What do you guys think? Post your comments down below. And thank you for taking time in the day for watching Zero Productions. Peace.